While I was managing a construction contract in Alaska, Karen built a fence 3 feet onto my land. When I returned home with a certified survey, sheriff deputy, and excavator, her threats collapsed instantly. She realized trespassing on clearly surveyed property gave me every legal right to reclaim it. My name is Williams, and I own a heavy equipment excavation company. I specialize in large-scale site preparation across the Pacific Northwest. Bulldozers, excavators, grading equipment are my daily tools. I understand surveys, boundaries, and land use thoroughly. 4 years ago, I purchased 5 rural acres outside Boise, Idaho. The land carried clear monuments and recorded legal descriptions. It bordered the Sage Hills planned community development. My eastern boundary followed a natural ridgeline. Survey pins marked every corner and midpoint precisely. For 3 years, relations with the HOA remained cordial. Then Karen became president of Sage Hills. She lived directly adjacent to my eastern boundary. Almost immediately, she began complaining about my property. She disliked my workshop, equipment yard, gravel driveway, and horses. After her election, she sent formal demands. She insisted I remove visible equipment immediately. Responded explaining my property was outside HOA jurisdiction. County zoning allowed agricultural and light industrial use. Her next letter threatened legal action. My attorney, Rebecca Simmons, responded firmly. She warned the HOA against further harassment. But the letter stopped, and I assumed resolution. In late April, I accepted an Anchorage excavation contract. It required 3 months of continuous on-site supervision. I secured my Idaho property before departure. Neighbor Tom Briggs agreed to monitor weekly. On June 23rd, Tom called urgently. "Williams, you need to come home immediately." Karen built a 6-foot privacy fence. It runs entire boundary length between properties. But it sits 3 feet onto your land. Cold fury settled heavily inside my chest. Construction crew completed it 2 weeks earlier. They claimed HOA survey stakes guided placement. The HOA had no authority to survey my land. I flew home June 25th immediately. The fence stretched 240 feet long, solid cedar planks anchored in concrete footings. It was unmistakably inside my boundary line. Measurements showed 3 to 4 feet encroachment. Nearly 800 square feet were taken. I called Rebecca and described everything carefully. She advised obtaining certified professional survey documentation. Daniel Mitchell completed survey within 2 days. Original monuments aligned perfectly with recorded plat. His findings confirmed deliberate trespass encroachment. He marked true boundary using bright orange flags. I documented fence, flags, and measurements extensively. Rebecca drafted formal 72-hour removal notice. Karen responded with furious threats at my door. She claimed possession of her own survey. She refused to produce any documentation. 72 hours expired without action. On July 2nd, I prepared lawful removal. Rebecca instructed involving Ada County Sheriff's presence. Deputy Marcus Chin agreed to observe proceedings. I presented deed, survey, notice, and timeline. Deputy Chin confirmed I could remove structure legally. Karen ran outside, shouting into her phone. She demanded my immediate arrest for vandalism. Deputy Chin calmly requested her alleged survey. She produced only a development plat map. It excluded my parcel entirely. Deputy Chin informed her removal was lawful. I climbed into my Caterpillar excavator. Carefully, I extracted each post from footing. Fence panels were lifted intact without damage. I stacked materials neatly on HOA property. Karen screamed threats of lawsuits and ruin. I continued methodically until every post was removed. 4 hours later, the boundaries stood clear again. Deputy Chin documented process with detailed report. I installed temporary markers along true property line. Karen filed complaints with county officials. Code enforcement dismissed her equipment allegations. Police closed her theft report immediately. She filed civil lawsuit claiming property destruction. Rebecca countersued for trespass damages. Mediation failed due to Karen's stubborn refusal. Trial occurred in November before District Judge G. Art certified survey and evidence proved overwhelming. Judge asked for any contradictory survey documentation. Karen had none to present whatsoever. Case dismissed and legal fees awarded. Judge warned against further harassment actions. Soon after, HOA removed Karen as president. They issued formal apology for incident. I later installed proper fence along boundary. Surveyor verified every post location precisely. Security cameras now monitor entire ridgeline. Karen eventually sold her home and relocated. The monuments remain exactly where they always stood. Property rights defended properly remain secure, permanently.